I just wanted to hear your journey and how you got into dentistry.
Oh, that's a long one. So as you mentioned, I'm originally from Jamaica. I knew at 4 I wanted to be a doctor, and within the British system back home, you either became a doctor or a lawyer. That's the path that you took. So I told my mom, I was like, I wanted to be a doctor, then I wanted to be a dentist, then I wanted to be a dancer, then I wanted to be a teacher. Then of course, as most 4-year-olds are, we change our minds every single day. But the long and short of it is when I got to high school, I had a natural talent for science and math and for working with people. So naturally, I went down the path for science, and that led me to chemistry, math, biology. And my dad figured out that Jamaica was not going to be the place for me to continue my career. He encouraged me to go to school here in the US. So when I was 17, I moved here, got a full scholarship to Mount Holyoke College in Massachusetts, and that's where my journey began. Yeah, Massachusetts. So as an international student, I had lots of struggles being in more like financial because I had to have a sponsor and all this other stuff. But needless to say, I figured it out and I got into all my dental schools. And I chose UConn, and actually UConn chose me because I felt like um, when I made that decision to go back into medicine, so I went and I got an engineering degree from BU. I like the combination of working with my hands, just like the tinkering of things that I do get from being a dentist, and the intersection of medicine and dentistry. That was something that really appealed to me, and UConn's program like satisfied all of my boxes in that regard. I got to dissect cadavers from head to toe. I knew about the human body much more than I knew about teeth for the first 2 years. So I always joke the first half of my degree, Doctor of Dental Medicine, it was more of my MD because I felt like more of a medical doctor. And then the last half, we earned it third and fourth year. So that's my journey in a nutshell.
And now, are you still in Connecticut? Or do you practice in Connecticut and live there?
Yes, I do practice and live in Connecticut. So my heart for the underserved communities, actually in Jamaica, I didn't even know there was a thing of like, I guess racism here. I guess I knew it, but not really felt it. Because at home, our motto is out of many one people. We're colonized by the Brits. We have, I have white uncles, I have Chinese cousins. So for me, the combination was never something that was huge. It wasn't like a big deal because I saw people of multiple nationalities within my own sphere. When I got to the US, that was the biggest shocker for me that there was like black, whites, and it was just so pronounced. I'm like, what? This is unreal. But anyways, so that's where my heart for the underserved came out because it just like people like me. I just wanted to serve people like myself to make sure they had access to care. I always thought about if I were to go to a healthcare provider and they couldn't really connect with me in a certain way, it could affect the healthcare that I got. And that's why I became an advocate for being in these communities. So that's not without sacrifice, because with typically within those communities, there is the system and the Medicaid system. It's set up such that yeah, you do have to do more. You do have to see more patients. So I think that's part of what contributed a bit to my burnout. It was always a high pace environment. So um, I knew I was helping so many people and it felt good, but at some point I felt tired, just felt like, okay, well, what's really my mission here? Like, it's great to be able to provide care, but it hit me at one point. I was pregnant. My patient was pregnant at the same time. And it's a good starting point. Like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant. What are you do? And it didn't even occur. I couldn't even talk. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, you've been waiting for an hour. I have this 4-year-old to help. And I just felt like something has to change. I got to do something. I gotta change. So yeah, here we are.